Hey guys, welcome back to another video by jmadden184. To all my new subscribers, big welcome to my channel. This is another update on the 60-gallon system. It's day 35, so we're wrapping up week 5 since the addition of the deep sand bed and the re-aquascaping of this 60-gallon reef system. And guys, let me tell you, this tank is just doing absolutely awesome. I'm really impressed with how far it's come along. As you know, previously I was having some issues with the couple of my corals, with my frog spawns in particular, and now it's been about 2 weeks since the brown jelly was happening on them, and the frog spawns are doing awesome. And so I'm really happy about that. I went ahead and removed my NP reducing biopellet reactor and put some macroalgae, specifically the chaetomorpha type or spaghetti, into the refugium. And I did this after a good bit of research and just considering how the tank was doing. You noticed in my last video, for those of you that watched it, that my pulsing xenia were doing really well with the biopellet reactor throttled back some. And I did a little more research and I decided that my system really doesn't need the biopellet reactor. Between my oversized skimmer, which is rated up to 180 gallons, and the deep sand bed for denitrification, there's really no need for me to run that reactor. I think along with having the macroalgae now, I should be pretty good to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give you a rundown on the corals, let you check out the fish. Got a couple new corals going on here that I'm really excited about. One of them in particular I've been looking for quite some time, to find a piece that was of the size I was looking for. I'd seen some before and they're just really small or just kind of ugly and just didn't want to deal with it. So anyway, let's get to it. Alright, so first thing you're going to notice here, smack dab in the center, is this. I kind of did a little re-aquascaping with the corals. I moved the xenia over here, pulsing xenia, to this section here in the center, and I also moved the frog spawn over here as well. With the frog spawn, the piece you see here in the front, that's the one that had no infection on it whatsoever. That was over here on the sand bed. I moved it over here because the flow is a little more chaotic and it's not as linear, and it seems to really be enjoying it. And behind it, you can kind of see that long piece of coral attached to that frog spawn. Well, this one here in the back is the one that was in my other tank, and as you can see over here on the edge, and hopefully you can see it on the side of it, you can kind of see it there, is where the other polyps used to be. So now there's just a piece left that has 3 mouths on it, and I just moved this over today, so we'll see how that does, but it looks pretty good. It's not showing any signs of distress, so I'm pleased to see that. The piece of coral that I'm really excited about is this one right here. This is a Tyree toadstool, and the coloration on this thing is great. I mean, on the camera it looks a little bit yellow. Well, it looks yellow to me on here. Maybe it'll be different once it's uploaded to YouTube, but the polyps are actually a fluorescent green, which is what I'm seeing right now. So this toadstool is pretty nice. I mean, it's a perfect size, exactly what I was looking for, and I couldn't be happier with it. I mean, it's real healthy. I love it. This is one of my favorite corals that I've always wanted, and happy to say that I got it. On the rock that this one came on, it was kind of like a combo deal. It also had this acan, which I'm having trouble focusing on. Yeah, it's kind of shadowed slightly by it, but it's It's red and some kind of pinks in it. Pretty cool. Also on the same rock that it came on, there were these. Let's see if I can focus in. Yeah, on the left side of the frame here, you got a couple dendros. There's like 3 heads of it. And there's some of these cool looking zoanthids. They were attached to the rock because, like, in the back of the toadstool there, you can kind of see a little zoanthid sitting there by some bubble algae. And so I just pulled some off and stuck them on their own little rock, and watch them grow. So that's pretty cool. Another coral that was attached to that rock is this up here. I'm not sure I'll really be able to see it in the center there. It's an SPS, some type of Montipora spongoides, I think is what it's called. Pretty neat. It's supposedly an encrusting type of Montipora. It's fluorescent green with red polyps, and the polyp extension is just really great right now. Since we're talking about the SPS, the acro up here is doing really good. I fragged that dead piece off of it, and the coral hasn't really missed a beat, so it's growing. Where I clipped it off, it's already starting to gain its color back, so I'm really happy about that. Down here, all the acans are doing really good. This one up here, which was the one that had that little bit of recession of the polyp, I moved it a little bit, so now that polyp is on the right. And it's doing good too. It's still got a lot of inflation, accepting food. Pretty cool. These acans as well are doing really good, getting fat and plump. I don't know, the polyps on this one are just huge. Larger than any other acans I've seen before in the past. I moved the clams over here. They seem to be doing a lot better. The reason why I moved the clams here and moved the frog spawns and the xenia to the center of the tank is that, my clownfish, which are really cool, but they've been being little punks. They come down here and you see where the sand is kind of eroded away. Like I was talking about previously, they like to stir up the sand, and they kept burying my corals, so at least the clams have the means to use their siphon and shoot the sand off themselves. Bubble corals are just doing amazing. It's just immense. I mean, this thing is just a really big piece. You can see here. And also, since we're here, you can notice all the nitrogen bubbles in the sand beds. So the sand bed's doing its job, breaking down the nitrates, and I'm really happy about that. What else we got going on? Oh yeah, the overflow. Those pallies down there, they got an orange skirt with the green mouths on. I'm not sure why you can see it in the video. There we go. Yeah, they're doing great, multiplying. Got 2 new polyps growing now, so that's good. GSP doing what they do. The Duncans still growing. I started noticing that on the actual exposed skeleton, there's more flesh starting to work its way down from the polyp heads, so that's a really good sign of a healthy coral. So I'm pleased about that. The new clownfish's frog spawn, they sleep in this one. It's doing really good. Like I said before, no real changes as far as the brown jelly disease, so that's really great. It's got a lot of new splitting occurring. I had to move it the other day and kind of turn it around to wedge the rock that it's mounted to in here. And doing so, I realized that each head is kind of in the shape of a figure 8, so it's in the process of splitting again, which is great. I'll have double the mouths on here. These trumpets corals are doing good too. Really fat. There we go. Good focus. Really fat, doing well. The one on the bottom is just doing amazing. The one on the top right is doing pretty good too. It's kind of closed up for some reason right now, but it's doing really good. These mushrooms, are still mushrooms. Palithoa grandis. Just, these things have come such a long way. It's amazing. So many new polyps on this, and they seem to really be liking the light. Really doing well, very healthy. Oh yeah, the candy canes in the center there, that dark spot, if I can focus in on it. Yeah, those two heads just kind of disappeared. They weren't doing the best, and it didn't really surprise me, but it's kind of sucks that they went away. But since turning off the biopellet reactor, this particular coral has started doing better, in my opinion, and from what I'm able to see. The coloration is really good, and the polyps are starting to inflate more, so I'm pleased about that. Bubble coral in the back, doing really good. It's accepting a lot of food, so it's really fat and plump right now. Can't really see any of the exposed skeleton anymore, but it is still there. Just the coral is, plumping up because it's been getting a lot to eat. And this monster here, this Wellsophilia radiata, or Wellsophilia Jeffrey, whichever you want to call it, is just huge. I mean, this is my largest coral in here, I think, right now, and I really don't want to get rid of it. So hopefully I get the 90 set up soon and we can rehome this one, because it's just huge. I think it has like 8 or 9 mouths on it, which is ridiculous. The orange torch, gold torch, whatever, doing good. This is one of my favorite corals as well, and it's been accepting food, so I'm hoping that this one starts to grow really quick, because I'm just very anxious to watch this one grow into a colony. I think it's going to look sweet once it starts branching out. Looking forward to it. The mushrooms are all doing good. Oh, looks like my chalice just fell off of here. Get that in a minute. The Duncans doing really good, still larger than the last video, so they're continuing to grow. Hammer coral is just immense. It's growing as well, lots of new growth on that one. Purple Favia, the green mouths, doing really good. Good feeder tentacle extension. It's starting to eat, so that should be getting even fatter and showing some more growth here soon. Torch coral, doing great as well. The size of the polyps on this thing are just crazy. They've never been this big before. Rose bubble tip anemones, they're doing great. I've been feeding them silver sides exclusively every 3 days, just because they're growing so much. I mean, as you can see from this shot here, they're just huge. You can see the smaller one right there where all those round bubbles are, or bulbs, whatever you want to call them. That's the smallest of the 3. So it's kind of interesting, some people are like, oh, how come my rose bubble tip anemone has long smooth tentacles but others have round bulbs? Where, well, I don't know, because here you have one anemone that's a clone from this larger one, and you can clearly see that the tentacles have taken on a different shape, and they are right next to each other in the exact same conditions. So who knows? This Lobo is doing really good. I'm not sure if there's new growth going on, but it's fat and happy. Same with this one down here. Fat and happy. Chalice, not so happy. Have to get that here as soon as I cut this video, which I'm gonna have to wrap up. Take care of that. So yeah, guys, the tank is doing really good here on day 35, week 5. And there should be another update coming out a week from now. Like I said, I'm going to try and do a weekly update on the tank, show the progress, how the corals are doing, and everything else. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and especially if you guys like my video, give it a quick like, and if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. Support me and my channel. Thanks a lot, guys. Stay tuned. This is jmadden184's signing out. See you guys next week.